You're with us here on Ask Udayan, the show where we take all your stock-specific queries and our global business editor, Udayan Mukherjee, answers a select few every Wednesday. Do continue to keep them coming on that number on your screen, and you'll have your chance to ask your question to Udayan. Let's kick off with our first query today, coming in from Dr. Rakesh Kumar Nayak. He's from Bhubaneswar. Dr. Nayak, go ahead, ask your question.
Hi sir, this is Rakesh calling from Bhubaneswar. I want to hold Apollo Hospital share for a very long time and want to continue as a long-term shareholder of this. Kindly tell me the levels and review, and I want to really invest big on this.
Okay. Well, it's interesting that you're talking about long-term investment in Apollo Hospitals because, it is one stock which has really tested the patience of investors. I mean, if you look at 2015 to 2020, the stock just moved in a narrow band of 1,000 to 1,500. It made no money for investors. It was flat for 5 long years. And COVID suddenly changed everything for that stock because people started appreciating that Apollo hospitals could actually operate with good operating margins. It could actually have a return on equity of around 20% plus. And the stock has moved to 5,000. It moved to 6,000 actually from 1,500 and now around 5,000 and change. So, it has already gone up 4 times or 3.5, 4 times in the last year or so. But I still think there is a lot of interest in hospital stocks because, as I said, there is every possibility that Apollo will go on to make a return on equity of in excess of 20-22% in 2023. It's been a long time coming, but we are probably there. And the combination of its businesses, from pharmacies to hospitals to the digital part, they all seem to be firing okay. Realizations per bed have been moving higher. And as COVID fades and we see the international medical tourism business improving as well, I think Apollo could do well once again. Now, the question is it the best hospital stock to own? That could be debatable. But, all hospital stocks have done well. I mean, you look at Max, you look at Fortis, you look at Narayana and Apollo, they've all actually done well over the last couple of years. So you could, instead of buying one of them, you could buy a basket of these hospital stocks and hold them. I think the chances of success may be even higher, but it's a good space to be betting on. I agree with you.
Okay, Rajesh Kateja has also sent in his query from Mumbai and he's looking at GIC. Go ahead, Rajesh.
Hi, my name is Rajesh and I'm calling in from Mumbai. I wanted your advice on General Insurance Corporation of India. The stock has corrected 70% from its IPO price. Do you think it's a hold or a sell? Thank you.
Well, it's not for me to give you stock recommendations like that, but I'm no fan of GIC. I mean, since you have been following that company, that it's in the business of reinsurance. It's been a couple of difficult years for reinsurers because there have been so many catastrophes across the world. Also, the premium growth has not been anything to write home about. So if you want exposure to the insurance segment, I'm not sure GIC, despite a 70% fall in the stock price, is the best way to look at it. I think there are interesting insurance companies which are listed both in general and in life insurance. So, you could look at names like HDFC Life or ICICI Prudential Life or SBI Life in life. You could look at ICICI Lombard, which is a high-class general insurance companies. None of these have actually run away along with the market. In fact, I would say that their performance has been quite muted over the last 1 year. So they are not trading at runaway valuations. So if you need exposure to insurance, I would recommend that you look at some of the private names in life and general insurance, some of the ones which I mentioned, and probably give the PSU reinsurer that you have in mind, GIC, a pass.
Okay, here's an interesting one. On a recent listing, we've actually got a query coming in on Cartrade. Listen.
Hi Udayan, I'm Hemant Agarwal from Hyderabad. I'm holding 1500 shares of Cartrade and my buying price is 1500 rupees. Should I average it or sell it? Thank you.
Oops, this one is a tough one. You've bought at the peak right after listing and the stock has lost what, 40%, 50% since then. My commiserations. It's a difficult one and it's never a good feeling when you buy and immediately after that the stock tanks like Cartrade has. It's an interesting enough business, this online automobile sales business. The used car market is also going to be quite significant in the years to come. So there's no problem as such. The thing is, of course, the starting valuations were very high where you bought. That is part of the problem. Also, the market is quite competitive. I mean, you have other players like Cars24 and Car Dekho, where you can see all those ads playing on television all the time. I mean, these are well capitalized players, all of them, like Cartrade. So they have raised private equity capital, and I think they will probably battle it out, slug it out in that market for a couple of years to come. Usually, too many players in a digital space do not succeed in making a lot of money. One of them will, maybe a second one will survive, but not all of them. So the market is not totally sure which of these companies comes out on top a couple of years down the line, and that seems to be a little bit of a problem. Also, the good thing I like about Cartrade is it's not one of those companies which are making huge losses. It's actually going to be profitable this year unless something goes wrong. But trading at 60p, I find there is greater comfort in other names like, say, InfoEdge or India Mart. I think these have better business models, and probably if you have to pay this kind of P multiple, you could be looking at some of those names rather.
All right, we have time for one more query. Colonel Malik has sent in his question from Nagpur, and this is on HDFC AMC. Let's listen in.
Hi Udyan, good evening. I am Colonel V. Malik. I am holding 100 shares of HDFC AMC at the rate of 1900. This share went up to 3900, but thereafter it's continuously falling. Should I hold or sell? I am a long-term investor. I also want to know the absolute value of this scrip.
I wanted to say that this is stock is at least trading above your purchase price and quite a bit above that, though it's corrected significantly from the top for the year. So you need not be in as much discomfort as some HDFC AMC investors would be. But I take your point. I mean, the stock is down 20% this year. It's not kept pace with the market. And it is something which a lot of people own because the name HDFC comes with a certain kind of pedigree, and it's a good management, and therefore people want to own stocks from the HDFC fold, long-term investors like you particularly. The problem with HDFC AMC is that given that it's a fairly secular kind of growth business, it has been losing market share quite steadily over the years. Even this year, I think it will end up losing market share. I think the problem is not of the quality of the business. I think the problem is one of dynamism. It's on the NFO front, where some of its competitors have done much better on launching ETFs or international funds, they seem to be lagging some of their peers, which is why their market share has been going down. And I think it is for this reason that this steady erosion of share, which investors of the stock market has been quite worried about. So I think there is a challenge. I mean, you can't keep on growing at 13 to 15% and ask investors to pay you 35 or 40 PE multiple in a secular industry like asset management. So I think the management will have to prove that they can do better. And if they do, then I think in the long term, you'll make steady returns from HDFC Asset Management. Is it the best financial services stock you can own? My answer would be no. There are probably better stock market or capital market proxy plays you could be looking at, though they may not be asset management plays, but there could be better plays to be looking at there.
Then talking about AMCs, for those investors who want to allocate towards a mutual fund whose risk profile is probably a little less, would you suggest looking at a diversified fund, a balanced fund, an index fund? I mean, there's so many words that are being thrown around at the moment. There's been a phase where index funds have been really popular. There's been a phase where we've got the small cap or mid cap baskets that are starting to see momentum. What would be a wise choice?
Abha, I think of all the names that you mentioned, I think it should be probably all of them, because I always say that one should have a cluster of mutual funds and not bet on just one or two, because ETFs actually end up beating many of the diversified funds that you mentioned on many years. So I don't think you should scoff at ETFs. They're excellent, low cost ways to participate in the market. So if I had 100 rupees to allocate in mutual funds, the way I would do it probably is to say, let me put 20 rupees in a vanilla ETF. There are many of them floating around. Just buy a Nifty ETF. Maybe 20 rupees goes in there where you don't want to take risk. 20 rupees goes this year, since we were talking about the volatility expectations for this year. You do something like, which is a dynamic asset allocation fund. I think one NFO is open right now from ICICI, but there are many in the market. Basically, they take the call of, depending on valuation levels, whether the money should be in equity, debt, gold, or international equity. And they keep switching around with the asset allocation themselves. And those are useful things to have in a volatile year. So you could put 20 rupees there as well. The remaining, I think I would put in high quality diversified equity funds. So you could choose from the likes of, I invest in some of these mutual funds myself over years. Something like an Axis Blue Chip Fund, something like a PGIM FlexiCap Fund, even the Parag Parikh FlexiCap Fund, which invests nearly 1/3 of its portfolio in international stocks like Apple and Google. So you get the international flavor as well. So these are some names, and they have very good track records over many years. You could consider some of these. But if you do, say, 5 or 6 of these funds and keep topping them up regularly, I think the chances of long-term appreciation of capital are pretty high. So maybe diversify a little bit and buy a basket of mutual funds. That would be my suggestion.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.